Willkommen zum Reinsurance Podcast, live aus Baden-Baden. Wir sind hier für die jährliche Rückversicherungskonferenz, wo sich führende Mitglieder der Branche versammeln, um über die neuesten Trends, Herausforderungen und Innovationen zu sprechen. Bleiben Sie dran für exklusive Einblicke direkt von der Konferenz.
Oh, Tobias, welcome back to the Reinsurance Podcast in Baden-Baden. Really delighted to have you with us. How are you?
Hi, Ben. Good to be back. I'm good. Thank you very much. I'm fine.
And as usual, we love to rely on your expertise, in particular in the European market, because you hear these big global trends, often quite US-driven. But what's happening in Europe this year?
Well, luckily, we have one development in 2025 in Europe, which is very distinctly different to the years before, and that is the absence of big natural catastrophe losses, which we luckily haven't had over the course of 2025 so far into Baden-Baden. Mother Nature is treating us nicely in Europe, and we appreciate that after years of massive losses over the last years.
No, glad to hear. So in the absence of all those losses, what are people talking about? What other themes are coming into conversations with no disasters to talk about?
Well, I particularly like not having disasters. You know that we had the floods in CE last year, which was a massive event for us in particular. Well, it's a diverse conversation as every year. I think one particular element is certainly what the state of the market is, specifically on the non-proportional nat-cat side. What the cycle is about. Is the market further strengthening? Is it softening? Is it recalibrating? There is several conversations around that. So where the market is trending, we read a lot of things around that. We have now submissions out, quoting process is ongoing, and I believe in a couple of days, probably definitely weeks, we know more about it. But that is I think the center of the discussion.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And what's your perspective, I guess, on the market? Where are we in the cycle, and in particular in Europe? Is Europe different to the rest of the world?
Well, it's very difficult to generalize the market as such. I would say. Certainly, you have one global line, if I may say so, and that is nat-cat. And I think here Europe is different compared, for example, to the US, where we have a different set of data, different set of experiences, a different set of exposures as well. So here it is very much different. It's a very European perspective in a way which you need to take on. We coming out of a situation where we had a lot of secondary perils, which are still called secondary peril events. And I think if you ask me, I do not comment on the market as such, because the beauty of the market is that it is a market and where supply and demand meets. But certainly what we see is that the reinsurance market is ready to transact. So a lot of capacity that can be deployed, and at the same time we have clients that are looking for solutions. The clients that are looking for consistency in solutions. They impart by more capacity also on the natural catastrophe side. So I'm very much looking forward, and I'm cautiously optimistic, so to say, that we see a mature behavior, a mature market that is ready to transact, finding good solutions for our clients. And we shouldn't forget, next to the main talking points about nat-cat, certainly we have many other lines of business as well, which again are even more bespoke and very much client and portfolio related.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And are you seeing much change year over year in the market at the moment? We obviously hear lots of big general trends around AI and technology and data. Are things the same as they've always been, or are people embracing new ways of working as well?
Well, I think what we observe now, it's time for transactions. So now is renewal, and everyone's very much focused on getting the panels placed, basically. But the overarching trends are certainly very manifold. We see an elevated risk landscape all in all. Europe very much in the center of those when it comes to geopolitical tensions. We see certainly AI technology eating more and more into our business. We have a discussion, which we also discussed about already, regarding the quality of data and the importance of data also in the risk assessment. If I look into VIG Re, it's the same thing. We are enhancing our data landscape as we speak to be able to get better insights, get better analyses around portfolios. That is a continuing trend. I would say it's even more than a trend. It's reality in which we live in, and that is ever increasing.
Yeah, that's really exciting to hear. And I guess we're, as you said, in the deal making phase at the moment. So you're thinking about individual clients and all sorts of things. But if we step back, you've recently taken on the helm of VIG Re, and that must be very exciting to be leading the direction for the group. What's it been like, and what are you looking forward to as the leader of such an exciting company?
Yeah, it is very much of a privilege. Honestly, it's now 10 months.
Yeah.
It's many people tell you it's a position not comparable to anyone else, and I can confirm that. But it's good fun. I have a great team that stands behind me. I have the great pleasure to be visible and to speak on behalf of the team. For me personally, it was a very intense and interesting year. Many initiatives we brought forward, both on the business side, also internally with some initiatives regarding technology and our future positioning with data and technology, because we still believe that is a big leverage for our company going forward. So yeah, many things brought forward. It was a very intense year, and I see the team very much enjoying that as well, that we are on the move, we are progressing and moving forward. So after 10 months now, I'm standing here with really a good feeling. Looking forward when renewal is over to take a little bit of a rest as well, but so far I'm very happy.
Yeah, we've had a few conversations about it today, but what happens after renewals are done? Because everybody sees that as the finish line. You get to 1/1 and then everybody has a brief rest, but presumably reinsurance people do other things. What happens after that point?
Well, I fear I have to destroy an illusion that only reinsurers only wake up in October or in Monte Carlo and then continue to work until end of the year and then go into sleep again. Yeah. No, it's an ongoing challenge which we're having, and in our case, for example, we have usually an annual kickoff meeting where we set the priorities for the year to come. That is already at the end of January, actually, and that is about to be prepared in parallel to renewal from me and my closest team, and that sets the priorities going forward. So I think it's an ever recurring business, and we shouldn't forget we have the 1/1 renewal as a major renewal globally, but there's certainly other renewals ongoing throughout the year which you also need to participate in. So it's an exciting industry to be in, as you know.
Definitely. So I guess looking forward to hopefully no major natural catastrophes in Europe and getting to 1/1. What are you excited about when it comes to 2026 and beyond? What's on your agenda for next year?
Well, we have a few initiatives lined up that are long-term initiatives. One of being data and technology. We are currently in the forefront to redesign our technological landscape. That is certainly an element we continue to foster. Another one is that we strengthen our culture. So for as much as we focus on what we're doing, how do we get best solutions for our clients into the markets, it's also important for us how we do it. Yeah. How do we grow as a team? How do we grow as individuals as well in the company? And we laid out a cultural program which we call One VIG Re, and that is certainly only kicked off now, and that is to be pursued further, as it's more a marathon than a sprint, I would say. These are two priorities I foresee. We currently working also very proactively how do we expand as VIG Re into other businesses actually, to broaden our offering. I'd say that those are the priorities that we will see in 2026.
Amazing. And you're one of the speakers who I'm glad has touched on culture and talent in general. How is the industry doing talent-wise at the moment? Are you finding lots of reinsurance talent available to continue building your business, or is it a tighter market for reinsurance talent nowadays?
Well, it is a tight market. The competition around best talents is fierce with other industries. Yep. And I think we need to continue to talk about the beauty of the industry. It's a fantastic industry to be in. It's international. It's still very personalized. It's a niche business with a tremendous impact on the global risk management landscape. And we need to talk about those elements. So the topics that matter for society, if you think about climate change, if you think about digitization of societies, are the things that are driving the reinsurance industry. And I think we are a very purposeful industry actually, and I think that is what attracts talent at the end of the day. And we need to continue talking about that to be able to distinguish ourselves as an industry from others.
Amazing, and your inspiring words have even brought the sun out. So you're one of the few guests who's actually not had pouring rain.
Oh, that's really beautiful.
Yeah, but thank you, Tobias, so much for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure as always, and good luck as we go through to 1/1 and hopefully no European Nat Cats.
Thank you, Ben, for the invitation again. It was a big pleasure. Thank you.